Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very interesting PC to build. We are featuring, of course, an i7. This is the first generation i7, so you already might have a hint. And we're also featuring a card that I've already featured on the channel, back to the, throwback back to the Apex Legends PC, except it's a slightly more upgraded version of it. So without further ado, roll the intro and we'll get straight into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in to another video. Before I go anywhere, I quickly want to say that I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year, and if you could, go down there and click the subscribe button, which I think it's that way now because it used to be anyway, that way, and click it, I would really appreciate it. I really am trying to hit 1,000 subs, and if you're watching this video and you enjoy the content, mate, more of it's gonna come. This is basically what I do on this channel. So without further ado, if you've subscribed, thank you for subscribing. Let's get into the actual video. The only unlocked Intel CPU I've ever been able to overclock was either the Xeon, which was an X3470, or the Core 2 Quad Q8400. That was my CPU a couple years ago, and that was the CPU I used to edit and play and do everything on. So it's definitely interesting to see how good these CPUs still overclock, even though they are good 15 years old, I believe. So it's definitely interesting to see how this hardware will indeed hold up in the benchmarks. Just by running a Cinebench with it overclocked to 3.5, we were easily blowing punches with the Xeon equivalent, which was the X3470, at about the same wattage as 108 watts. So it's definitely a very interesting CPU by that spec. And then we are pairing with an R9 270X. I featured this build in the Apex Legends PC when Apex Legends had just launched. I made a PC just for that. My intention was to get onto, the Apex Legends bandwagon, which I am now back onto after realizing that I couldn't see enemies in the game. That was simply due to the automatic FPS shuffling thing it did. Basically all my settings were too high. I was trying to shuffle them down to 60, up to 60, sorry, and it was basically lowering the overall render resolution. Therefore I actually couldn't see enemies, and that's why I stopped playing the game. Then I bought the 570, and I can now actually see enemies. I'm actually semi-decent at the game. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what this 4GB of VRAM can actually do for character models and just overall texture of the world, and seeing if we can indeed maintain 60 FPS at low to medium-ish settings. So I'm definitely going to be interested to see that FPS counter in Apex Legends. I'm definitely intrigued for that. We'll also be testing Doom Eternal today, which is a DirectX 12. No, sorry, it's a Vulkan game, so it's away from the proprietary Microsoft stuff. So it's also pretty hard to benchmark. So it'll be interesting to see what the Vulkan API can indeed do for a card that's a couple of years old. So I mean, that's really all to say really much. Of course, we're going to go into the build montage. We're going to give it a clean, of course, so clean and build. Then we're going to the FPS, and I'll come back and give you a couple more final words and just what I really think of the system. So without further ado, roll the montage. Okay, so now it is time for me to give you a quick sum up, I guess, of the video, and basically tell you what you essentially missed out if you didn't pay attention. Either who. So basically, the i7. It's I think my first time ever using. It is the first time ever used an i7. That's actually kind of funny. Well, the first time I actually used an actual i7. I did use the X3470, which was, well, the i7 860 one we use in this video's equivalent, except it was a Xeon, so it ran a bit lower. But the motherboard I had was pretty trash. It then killed itself a month later, and basically I ended up selling it in that GTX 7750 Ti PC. At the end of the world, but it was one of my best CPUs, and it did overclock pretty well. It did do pretty damn well. So yeah, I was definitely happy with the i7 performance. I mean, we overclocked, I think, the 3.8 GHz without like even doing. Let's be honest, I could have overclocked that to 4 GHz if I actually put the time and effort into it, but I just slapped that at 1.2 volts and then gave it the maximum small number, you know, that number which is going to multiply by the big number, which is the frequency. And boom, it just worked. I put the shadow clock, whatever that like shadow thing that like mirrors your CPU. I put that at X32, the lowest possible, and my RAM actually ran at an overclocked 1712 megahertz, and without me even realizing it. So the PC ran absolutely well. That CPU never hit 100%. The SSD of course made Windows really snappy, and it was just overall a really good experience. I also disabled, after doing the benchmarks, which just goes to prove how good that CPU still is, I disabled the Spectrum Meltdown patches. So I did indeed see probably about 5 to 6, 7 FPS in Apex Legends after, because I use them for a week until I sell them, and then once I've done it, I switch all my data to my main rig and call it a day. So that's how I do things with the PCs. Yeah, definitely noticed a big improvement with that. The CPU's ever run a bit faster, a bit more cleaner, put it that way. The 4GB VRAM on the 270X, I don't think it did much of a difference comparing it to the Apex Legends PC, which actually had an i5-2400. The only thing is that rig actually had 4 gigs of RAM and not 8 like this rig did, so the performance, you can't really measure it one-to-one. But just by seeing it, the 4GB VRAM didn't do much at all. Probably Apex took advantage of it, and that's pretty much, I think, the only game that actually took advantage of it. Doom Eternal does really well with the Vulkan API. The Vulkan API is just amazing. I want more developers to use it, because the performance gains we get, holy crap, are they good. Like, fuck off DirectX. Like, long live Vulkan. But, yeah. So there wasn't much difference with the 4GB, 2GB variant. If you're going to pick one up, just pick up the 2GB, it's cheaper. Or if you can get the extra 4GB VRAM, fuck it. If you want to crypto mine a bit, go ahead and grab that. PC just went to sleep. Either who. Yeah, that's generally about it. The case, of course, looked absolutely amazing. I quite like that case. It was a pain to build in. That's definitely like just the holes for like cable management shit. Went really well thought out. I mean, I don't see a lot of those Gambius and cases really thought out well for the front I/O. They always come down, like swing to the right. Never really thought out well. I would have preferred to go up and then down and then up into the bottom of the motherboard, because then you can squeeze them to the top right, which, well, the only pin up there is the 4 to 8 pin for the CPU. You don't have, your 24 pin or your PCIe or, your SATA or whatnot. You don't actually have that stuff there in the way, or even LED lights as well. But yeah, unfortunately I didn't sell it for as much as I was hoping for. The PC demand really has gone down in my area, like holy crap. And also Facebook started messing up with me, and then PayPal started messing with me as well, so I don't actually have that money. So yeah, there's a big kerfuffle going on. But yeah, other than that, we'll keep pushing forward. I'm a bit sleepy because of this whole lockdown. It's just got to me completely and utterly cooked. I probably actually missed my business class, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, we'll definitely stay tuned for the next video, which will either be another PC, which will feature first gen i5, the 4-core variant, and or perhaps the and just show you these right now. These are cable extensions, braided ones, really nice looking black. Yes, that is the PC we're probably going to be working on if you've been following the shittening series. I highly recommend you actually go and check it out. It's a bit of work, but definitely makes the PC look all that much better. So that's really all about I've got to say. I'm surprised again with the i7. That thing did really well. The i9070X still does hold up. It's not 280X, but it still does its job. It's still pretty decent, and I wouldn't mind rocking it in 2020 as of right now. Also, drivers are updated, so that's also another good plus. And the recording worked really well as well. Like the radio software really has some good recording going on behind. Either way, I guess that's all I have to say for today. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. See ya, guys.